It's Depover. Guys, we just got news from Ryan Divish that pitcher Robbie Ray is going to miss the rest of the season for the Mariners. Everybody was thinking that he was going to be a Cy Young Award candidate with how good he looked in spring training, but now after an MRI, Robbie Ray is out for the rest of the year after undergoing surgery. Obviously, this is a massive blow to the Seattle Mariners pitching rotation. Let's take a look exactly what happened to Robbie Ray, and then we are going to go into some options for the Seattle Mariners because obviously this is a big problem. Ryan Divish said lefty Robbie Ray is done for the season. He will have flexor tendon repair surgery. Obviously, Robbie has been out for the last couple of weeks since his very first start of 2023. And Robbie Ray was a very, very big part of this rotation. Divish goes on to say that Ray underwent more testing and revealed damage in a different area of the flexor tendon, and that Service said they are reevaluating their pitching depth with Ray now out for the year. So obviously we had been thinking that Robbie Ray was going to be back soon. We heard that he was going to get an MRI and then possibly begin his throwing program down in Arizona, but unfortunately that's just not the case because he got the MRI and it revealed even more damage than we had originally thought. So Robbie Ray done for the year. That leaves the rotation as follows with Luis Castillo, Marco Gonzalez, Chris Flexen, Logan Gilbert, and George Kirby. As of right now, that is the Mariners rotation. Is it going to stay that way? It's tough to say because Chris Flexen has been atrocious. The other four are probably in there for good, but finding someone to replace Chris Flexen in this rotation is key for the Mariners right now. Could that be Bryce Miller? Not right now. Could it be Emerson Hancock? Maybe. Brian Wu, I think, is the best chance the Mariners have right now of bringing up a young pitcher that they can have fill that spot. But overall, the Mariners may be looking outside of the organization to help with this Robbie Ray injury news. This does, however, make the Mariners keeping Chris Flexen all the more important because without keeping Chris Flexen, you would have been forced to bring up one of these young guys or like a Tommy Malone or a Darren McCacken or someone, whereas now you can throw Chris Flexen into that rotation. Obviously, he has been god-awful so far this season, but at least with having Chris Flexen, you have a proven guy who can go out there every fifth day and take them out. Whether or not he's going to be good, clearly we don't know right now. We've talked a little bit about Emerson Hancock and Bryce Miller in recent videos, so I'm not going to go into their numbers in this video. Make sure to check out one of the previous videos that we had when we talked about what to do with Chris Flexen. But let's talk about Brian Wu a little bit and what he could give to the Mariners. Brian Wu is currently 23 years old. He's out of Oakland, California. He's a right-handed pitcher in the Mariners farm system. So far down in Arkansas, in 12 innings pitched, Brian Wu has a 2.25 ERA. He has not given up a single home run. He has given up 4 walks, but struck out 19, and he has faced 48 batters with just a .917 whip. He's giving up 5.3 hits per 9 and 3.0 walks per 9, which is a little bit high, but he's striking out 14.3 per 9 at the moment. Of course, very small sample size for Brian Wu, but compared to all of the rest of the pitchers down there at AA, Brian Wu has looked the best in that rotation. But for Brian Wu, this is his first year in AA, and it would be very, very aggressive for the Mariners to call up Wu this early. This is his first time in AA after he pitched in 2022 at A ball and rookie ball. Overall, Brian Wu, he just probably isn't ready. I think that having Brian Wu in your rotation, it's just not right. Right now is just not the right time to have Brian Wu in your rotation. He needs more reps down there at AA. And then there's Prelander Baroa for the Mariners, also pitching at AA Arkansas. He currently has a 5.79 ERA in 14 innings pitched. He's given up 16 hits thus far. He has struck out 20, but he's also walked 8. He has not been able to find that command. Prelander is just not a guy that you can have in your rotation right now. And honestly, I still think that he fits better as a reliever. So for the Mariners, I don't really know who in their organization is the right choice. In AAA, you could bring up Darren McCacken, of course, Tommy Malone, Easton McGee. One of these guys could be the one that you bring up to replace Chris Flexen, but are any of these guys actually better than Chris Flexen at this point? And around the league, I don't know if there is a team that is far enough out of it yet to the point where they're like, oh yeah, we can go in and trade one of our starting pitchers. I don't know if there's even a pitcher around the league that'll be available that the Mariners can go after. So I think that the Mariners are just going to have to roll with their current starting 5 with Chris Flexen in the rotation. I don't think there's a guy around the league that you can trade for. Maybe the White Sox are out of it at some point. You can try and go get like Lance Lynn or something like that. But otherwise, I'm not sure if there's going to be anyone available. I really don't know. Obviously, we still have a little while until we get to the trade deadline. Obviously on, I think it's August 1st this year, maybe August 2nd. If the Mariners can't figure something out by the trade deadline, maybe they make a move then. But in the short term, I think that the 5 pitchers that they have going right now are just what we're going to have to live with. It's fine, but it is not nearly as dominant as it was with Robbie Ray in this rotation. There's no way around it. This is a big blow for the Seattle Mariners and one that could affect their playoff chances. I'm not saying that they're not going to make the playoffs because Robbie Ray is gone. They very easily could still make the playoffs without Robbie Ray, but this definitely does not help. I had a video talking about 3 roster moves the Mariners need to make right now, obviously before the Robbie Ray news. That video is on the screen now. I want you to check that one out, see if that'll help the team. I appreciate you guys watching this one, and go Mariners.